Hi, I'm Jamie Eason, and today we're in the kitchen at bodybuilding.com, and I'm going to show you how I make my chocolate protein bars. For this recipe, you're going to need 2 bowls. I've got a larger one and a medium-sized bowl. First, we're going to use the large bowl, and I'm going to assemble the dry ingredients. First thing you need is a cup of oat flour. Oat flour is just essentially ground up oatmeal. You can make your own. You can buy it at the grocery store in the health food section. This is about a cup. If you make your own, be sure to use the quick cooking version, and be sure to add a little more than just a cup, probably a cup and a half to even 2 cups. And it's not quite as fine as this version, so you'll need a little bit more, but we'll put that in. The next ingredient would be a vanilla whey protein. You can choose any kind that you like. Just make sure you look for a low carb, low sugar, low calorie, and I like to do the lactose free. So this is 2 scoops. I'm gonna put that in. And then our next ingredient is a half a teaspoon of baking soda. Baking soda will make our protein bar rise. It makes it a little bit more of a cake consistency than like a dense bar. And then we're going to do a 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. That'll make the baking soda react. And then the chocolate. You may notice that I used a vanilla protein powder instead of using chocolate. For some odd reason, the additives in the chocolate version actually don't bake up very well. But the vanilla seems to be fine. So I opt to use the actual baking cocoa instead. This is 3 tablespoons. Now yes, chocolate does have some fat in it, but if you ever look at the ingredients in the baking cocoa, it's actually only a 1/2 gram of fat per tablespoon. So this is 3, so you're only looking at 1.5 grams of fat for some really good flavor. So I've got that in there, and now I'm going to just mix up these dry ingredients. Whoop, like that. Alright, there's our dry ingredients, set those aside. And now we're going to use our medium bowl, and we're going to assemble the wet ingredients. And now we've got 4 egg whites. You're going to separate the yolk from the egg. You can toss it, you can save it for later, whatever you want to do with it. Number 2. Now you can always add more eggs to your bar if you want more protein, or you can take them away. But the more eggs that you have in your bars, the more kind of gummy-like they'll end up. So don't do too many. 4 to me is about the right amount. You can add more protein powder as well. 3 and number 4. Alright, so we've got our eggs in there. Oh, and if you choose liquid egg whites because you're not so good at separating eggs, or it's just easier, be sure to not put in the equivalent of 4 eggs, because it'll actually be too runny. You want to do more like 3 eggs. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to add the sweetener to our egg whites. And do know that cocoa is not sweet whatsoever, so it's actually kind of bitter until you add a sweetener. I'm choosing to use a 1/2 cup of Splenda. You can use any sweetener of your choice. If you use something like Truvia, just know it adds more carbs. Like 1 packet of Truvia is 3 grams of carbs. So, and I think in that version, I actually did like 16, so that's a considerable amount of additional carbs. Okay, I'm gonna mix it till it's a little frothy, looks about right. Okay, and to this, we are gonna add baby food. Now this is I think it's apple blueberry baby food. So you can use any sort of berry. Any berry will enhance the flavor of chocolate. So we're gonna peel this back. And this comes in a pack, but you can use the glass jar version as well. Let's see, let's peel this off. I'm gonna get the good stuff off the lid too. But this is gonna replace the oil and butter in our recipe. So So we'll pour those in. I've done these using apple, I've done these using a blueberry, there's apple blackberry, there's apple cherry. There's all kinds of good baby food choices. So here's number 2. Let's see if I can get the lid off there. Okay, we're going to dump this one in. Now, depending on how moist you want them, you can stop there. Or for me, I like to add even a little additional water. You can do an almond milk if you want, but really it doesn't change the flavor, and water has, you know, no carbs, no sugar, no calories. So I just add a little bit. And I use the same container. Don't do hot water, because we've got eggs in here. The last thing you want to do is scramble your eggs. So pour those in. We're going to mix that up really well. And I've already at this point preheated my oven to 350 degrees, so it should be ready to go. We're just going to add these wet ingredients to the dry ingredients. Get out all of the moisture from the bowl. At this point it smells like baby food. It's not too great, but after I mix in this chocolate, it'll be much better. You can see it comes together pretty easily. Okay, now we need to prep our Pyrex dish. I recommend using a glass Pyrex dish. There are aluminum versions, but it gets considerably hotter, and actually your cakes or your protein bars will end up cooking a little bit too quickly. So if you like them well done, you can use that. I'm going to spray it with a nonstick butter spray. Put the batter in the dish. Scrape it all out. At this point now, it really smells like chocolate. All right. In an 8 by 8 inch Pyrex dish, you'll cut it into 16 squares. So a serving size is about 2 to 16. So we're going to put it in our 350 degree oven. And all oven temperatures vary, so I recommend baking them anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes. So I'm going to kind of split the difference and do 25. And now we just wait and see how they turned out. So we'll check them out in a little while. Timer's going off. Let's see. Here's the timer. Let's check these out, see if they're done. Got a little toothpick here. Looks pretty good. I think they're about done. So they smell pretty good. So once you take them out of the oven, you want to make sure you let them cool completely. So you can then cut them into 16 squares. You just make 3 slices in one direction and 3 slices in the other. You can pack them up and take them with you when you're out and about. They're a really yummy and good option. Thanks for joining me today in the bodybuilding.com kitchen. I hope you enjoy the chocolate protein bars, and I hope you'll come back next time for another recipe.